A very good evening. Much thanks for joining us here on the program. This is Lookuptv. I am Nancy, the limited sign language interpreter for tonight is Felista Adundo. Now it's Thursday, and on Thursday we talk legal matters. And on Legally Speaking tonight, we're talking about the powers of the president. What can he do and what are his limitations? What is his office? What is it mandated to do? And of course, this is in light with the 50 CASs and that position being declared unconstitutional by the High Court, and as well the tiff that has been ongoing between President William RUTO and the Salaries and the Remuneration Commission. We'll be having that conversation right here in studio with Advocate of the High Court, Elkanah Mugaka, in just a few minutes. But before we get into all that, let's first hear what's on the highlights. Tonight on Lookup News, police probe Wednesday Alshabaab attack in Mandera that left 20 suspected terrorists dead. 3 branches company officials arrested in Limuru for allegedly forcing female workers to undress over a used sanitary towel disposal.
Only wild animals and KWS officials will be allowed to be present within Turkana South Game Reserve.
And the government to gazette Turkana South Game Reserve as a security operation zone to flush out bandits, says Interior CS Kithure Kindiki. Once more, welcome to the broadcast. The hashtag is Lookup News, hashtag Legally Speaking, Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Do stay with us as we bring you up to speed with the latest. And you can also feel free to comment, share your feedback. What are your thoughts on the president's mandate? And do you think he does and gives instructions, directives as per the Constitution? We'll be getting into that in just a short while, but let's begin. Police in Orgwen, Mandera County are investigating an Alshabaab terrorist attack that has left 20 suspected terrorists fatally injured and 8 NPS officers injured. In the Wednesday night ambush, police also recovered assorted heavy weapons. The National Police Service has commended officers for their dedication to duty and their commitment to enhancing national security. And moving on, 3 supervisors of Brown Cheese Milk Company in Limuru, Kiambu County, have been arrested on allegations of humiliating female employees by undressing them to confirm their menstrual status after a sanitary towel was found disposed inappropriately. As Mevin Gitembe Nurna reports, Police Commander Philip Mwania has confirmed the incident and investigations are ongoing.
It is an incident that can only be described as disgraceful. An employee is said to have disposed the sanitary towel in an appropriate site, a move that led to the company's supervisors to force all women employees to remove their underpants so as to identify the person responsible for that act. Luke Kimati, the company's director, confirmed that some of the suspects have been suspended from work, saying that they are working with police officers as investigations are ongoing.
And I want to give the official communication of the company of the incident that has been going on. And this is the official communication. This matter has only recently come to the attention of the senior management of the company. The company is fully cooperating with the police, and the company will be conducting a full internal investigation. All individuals involved have been suspended pending the company's investigation.
Leaders and residents drawn from Kiambu County are now calling for legal action to be taken, with Jambi Kinyanjui, a member of County Assembly in Kiambu, warning against harassment and stigmatization of women.
We will not allow our women to be discriminated, even especially when they are on their period, and even in the companies, private companies, public facilities, we will not allow. And I myself as a champion, I want to declare to the whole, to everyone who has companies in Kiambu, that you must accommodate women, whether they are on their periods, whether they are not on their periods.
Furthermore, various groups defending women's rights marched and closed the company's gate while calling for the respect of all female employees.
Tushikane na hawa kina mama tushurutumu hilo jambo lililotendeka. Ni jambo ambalo sio jambo la kupendeza na ni jambo ambalo tutakubaliana nalo. Kina mama lazima waheshimiwe, kina mama lazima wapate haki yao. Tumekuja hapa kushikana pamoja na wao na kukanisha jambo hilo kwa pamoja ya kwamba si jambo ambalo linastahili kuwa likiendelea.
However, the police commander stated that 3 suspects will be arraigned and charged with a criminal offense.
Tuko na suspect na kesho anaenda kotini. Ile makosa watashtakiwa nayo ni indecent act, ambayo ni makosa ya sexual offenses.
Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv.
And the Engineering Board of Kenya has called out Kitui East lawmaker Nimrod Mbai for verbally and physically attacking Julius Onkangai, an employee of the Kenya Power. The board says the attack is a direct affront to the engineering profession and sets a bad precedent, putting the security and safety of engineers at risk. As our reporter Henry Tenden now files, the board wants the office of the IG to expedite investigations into the saga and let the law take its course.
Kitui lawmaker Nimrod Mbai is a man under siege for assaulting a Kenya Power and Lighting Company KPLC staff who was on duty. The Engineering Board of Kenya, through its president Eric Ohaga, has in the strongest words possible castigated Mbai for the attack the board has termed unfortunate and unwarranted.
We are completely dismayed, devastated by the manner and the behavior of the Honorable Member of Kitui East, and that particular assault has really caused a lot of psychological torture, not only to that particular engineer who was assaulted, but also to the entire engineering fraternity. And we want to condemn that particular act in the strongest terms possible. The alarmed board says the action by the lawmaker is a big threat to the work of engineers in the country. Matters of safety are very core to the engineering fraternity, and engineers have the moral obligation to voice out concerns and or remedy situations where the same is falling short. And in case of the Member of Parliament for Kitui East, his actions or reactions towards the situation was uncalled for.
We are worried that if engineers can now be attacked, that will send a very wrong signal to the community.
In a bid to prevent such incidences from happening, the board has appealed to any member of the public with a genuine concern about a serving engineer to lodge their complaints with the board, which has elaborate internal mechanisms for that purpose.
If our engineers do anything wrong, we have a mechanism ourselves to be able to solve issues that are raised by our engineers. And therefore, nobody should take anything to their hands.
With Kitui lawmaker Nimrod Mbai set to battle a case in court over the attack, the Engineering Board of Kenya is calling on the office of the IG to carry out intensive investigation to ensure justice is served.
I want to call upon the office of the IG to carry out a thorough investigation so that everything is clear and information can be provided to the necessary courts.
We are making demands that this Member of Parliament should face the full force of law so that our members, wherever they are in this country, can have that luxury to be able to practice their profession without fear of being intimidated, without fear of being humiliated, without fear of being assaulted by a honorable member.
This is not just a matter that should be wished away. The full force of the law must be followed to the letter, and the law must not just be seen to be applied, but the law must be applied as it should be, without any discrimination and without any selectiveness.
Upon the Public Service Commission to look at the proposal that has already been submitted to them so that the welfare of the engineers in this country can be uplifted.
The attack on Engineer Ongangi is not an isolated case. High-ranking government officials have on numerous occasions accused of misusing their power to harass the public. This trend seems to be growing stronger, with the judiciary yet to punish the perpetrators. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Tende, for that report. Now, in a bid to improve production through reforms in the agricultural sector, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua today officially opened the Tea Reforms Forum in Kericho County. Gachagua has promised to ensure that tea farmers reap big from exportation of the commodity, with Kenya being one of the leading exporters of tea globally.
After concluding the Tea Reforms Forum last month in the larger Mount Kenya region, it was the turn of their tea counterparts to present their views and proposals regarding the sector to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua during the Tea Reforms Forum held in Kericho County.
The agriculture sector contributes 22% to our national gross domestic product, with the tea subsector accounting for 2%.
Despite the challenges faced by farmers in the country, Kenya continues to be one of the leading tea exporters globally, with Gachagua promising to ensure that farmers reap big from their exports.
Consumption of black tea alone, which Kenya produces most, is expected to grow by over 2% in the next decade. Despite the current stable and favorable market, our smallholder tea farmer remains at the bottom of the pyramid. And the reforms we are going to agree on, our two houses of parliament, where we have the majority, the Senate and the National Assembly, will make the various amendments into law. Thereafter, the President and I and the ministers responsible will ensure 100% compliance.
As the farmers continue to decry exploitation by cartels in the sector, the DP has assured farmers that the government will ensure they get their hard-earned cash.
Despite the current stable and favorable market, our smallholder tea farmer remains at the bottom of the pyramid. The farmer is pressed by high cost of production. They also bear the burden of huge operational costs. And everybody will have to align. Even as we make the amendments, from Monday we'll enforce the Tea Act that is presently in place. We'll enforce.
According to statistics, the tea sector continues to post good returns despite the various challenges encountered by the farmers.
Tea posted positive results despite geopolitical and internal instabilities in major markets like Russia and Pakistan. The price of 100 kg bag of tea increased to 29,000 Kenya shillings in 2022 from Kenya shillings 23,000 the previous year. That is an increase of about 294 shillings per kilo.
Agricultural CS Mithika Linturi on his part assured farmers of the government's commitment in ensuring their challenges are addressed.
That in the last year, when every other farmer was getting the fertilizer subsidy, our farmers were able to get fertilizer subsidy. What this means is that the cost of production, because it has been skyrocketing, government itself is putting specific interventions to address the cost of production so that our farmers are able to get better prices for their tea.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Keitani, for that report. Now, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki has hinted the Turkana South Game Reserve will be gazetted as a security operations zone in the fight against banditry. Speaking in Turkana County during the operationalization of Lokichogio sub-county, Kindiki said the government is keen on dealing with banditry along the Kitale-Lodwar highway.
Ya KWS tunaenda kuiweka katika gazeti rasmi ya serikali, na mtu yoyote ambaye ako ndani pale tutampatia siku kidogo atoke ajisalimishe, aseme yeye ni nani, na baada ya hiyo masaa kuisha, serikali ya Kenya tunaingia pale ndani na tutafurusha everybody who is inside that Turkana South Game Reserve. Kila mtu atatoka pale. Mwenye atabaki pale ni wanyama wa polini na askari wetu wa KWS. Hakuna raia atakubaliwa pale ndani.
And we are taking a very short break here on the program. But remember, Look Up News will be back after this break. We'll be running you through a few stories, then get into our night's conversation on Legally Speaking. Tonight, we are looking at the powers of the president. Don't go too far.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
The future is hands-on, and Sensei College is at the front line of technical institutes in Kenya, offering practical and skill-based courses accredited by all concerned bodies, TVETA, NTSA and NITA. Sensei College offers driving and plant operator, cosmetology, fashion and design, mechanics, hydroponics and irrigation, installation, building construction, hospitality, photography and video production, electrical and electronics repairs, and ICT courses. Get free plant operator training when you enroll for plant mechanics, free driving when you enroll for motor vehicle mechanics, and free riding when you enroll for motorcycle mechanics. The requirement is an ID only, with intakes every first week of the month. We have 2 campuses in Nakuru and Nairobi. We provide meals and accommodation. Sensei College. My skills, my future.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. This is Look Up News. I am Nancy Lima Felista Dundo on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. A somber mood engulfed Embakasi in Nairobi after the body of a 32-year-old Robert Kiongora Marete, also known as Dadi, was found lifeless at his unfinished house. While confirming the incident, Embakasi Sub-County Police Commander Wesley Kimeto said investigations are ongoing to establish the reason behind Marete's murder, with neighbors alluding the murder to an altercation between him and one of his neighbors.
Residents of Embakasi area woke up to terrifying scenes after Kiangora's body was found at his room, with many of them questioning what might have led to the incident that occurred yesterday night.
We are investigating the matter. We have started investigations, of course. The body has been collected and taken to city mortuary. The injuries that he had some injuries on the forehead, and the cause of those injuries on the forehead was because of a broken glass.
According to the neighbors, the deceased previously had an altercation with his neighbor, with the matters being taken to court after he was stabbed on his face.
Jamaa alikuwa na kesi na mwanaume mwingine hapa, anaishi hapa. Alikuwa anaishi hapa marehemu. Na jamaa wakafika mahali ikakuwa kesi imefika mpaka kwa koti. Wakaenda wakaelewana. Jamaa withdraw case Jamaa ka withdraw case, akalibwa kiasi 20,000. Akarudi akaongezewa 10. Kulikuwa kumembaki 10. Alikuwa achukue by tarehe 9.
Robert's close family members and the neighbors have cast aspersions, insisting that he might have been killed by the same neighbor he had an altercation with, claiming that he was pushed off the building before being murdered.
Jirani yake na huyo kijana akawa amemdunga visu, wakapeleka kesi kwa court. Vile walipeleka kesi kwa court, ikawa wameelewana walipane pesa. Sasa vile alimlipa hiyo pesa, sasa ni kama maybe hatuwezi jua, but ni kama inaweza kuwa aliona uchungu hiyo pesa akaona ammalize.
The residents are now calling on the police to conduct speed investigations to establish the cause of death. Juliet Chepkoech, Lookuptv.
Moving on with the Saba Saba mass action called by Azimio leader Raila Odinga hours away, Kajiado residents are decrying the high cost of living, with the prices of common commodities skyrocketing, with some arguing that the demonstration might force the government to reduce the high cost of living, while others disagree as their businesses are likely to be affected.
Mimi niko hapa sana kusupport maneno ya maandamano sababu ya uchumi vile medorora. Kwanza kabisa upande wetu ya watu wa pikipiki hatuna kazi. Kazi imekuwa ngumu. Mafuta iko juu. Ukijaribu kumwambia customer kuhusu bei, customer anakuambia hata mimi sijaongezewa mshahara. Jambo lingine, watoto wengi wamekosa kwenda shule sababu ya majukumu ya maisha. Kama mimi kama mzazi nimeshindwa kupeleka watoto shule sababu nashangaa nitalipa school fees ama nitanunua unga.
Hiyo maandamano sio mbaya kwa sababu maisha imekuwa ngumu saa hizi, hata wanaume wanatutoroka kwa manyumba. Maisha imekuwa ngumu, ukitisha mwanaume anaona anaitishwa sana, hana pesa, hana kazi, anatoroka kwa manyumba.
Kwa upande yangu nasema maandamano iendelee kabisa sababu we are losing a lot of trust with the current government. Reason, sahi maisha imeenda mbele, mafuta imeenda mbele, kila kitu. So we heading nowhere. Maandamano iendelee, kila kitu irudi chini, ndio at least mtoto mdogo afaidike, mama, mtu wa boda, kila mtu asikie vizuri.
Maisha hii ya saizi, maisha ni magumu. Sahi vitu zimepanda, ukiangalia hata sahi si ni watu ya motorbike na tumechukua pikipiki ya loan. Hakuna venye utalipa pikipiki ya loan, haya nyumba zimepanda, maisha ni karama ya juu, mafuta ni 200, unga ni 200. Ukiangalia hata mafuta pia imeenda 200. Sasa hii maisha imetufinyilia, lakini sasa tunajua kwamba maandamano ya kesho itakuwa ni maandamano ya amani, lakini OCS asilete furuku, alete security ambayo itaongoza watu wakitembea. Unajua the way watu wanakuwa kwa amani, alafu kuja ufuruke, itakuwa ni furuku tu bado. Kiongozi wetu ataona yale maandamano ambayo watu wameongea wakihitaji msaada kutoka kwake. Hiyo ni maoni, ni message tu wanatuma kwake ili asikie kilio cha wananchi wa Kenya ambao walimweka katika kile kiti ambayo amekalia sasa hivi, si kwa ajili yake, ni kwa ajili ya wananchi.
And of course, Lookuptv will be right there to bring you, of course, the details of what's going to be happening tomorrow, that being the Saba Saba and the Azimio calling for a mass action. So keep it right here. Moving on, a middle-aged man suspected of stealing has been arrested in Ilbisil town, Kajiado County, following a tip-off from the residents. The thief is suspected to have stolen people's properties, including utensils and electronics. The residents are now calling upon police to intensify patrols to reduce the cases of insecurity.
The suspected thief, who is said to have been terrorizing area residents for days, was arrested this morning, with locals lauding the security agencies for swinging into action.
Mimi nakuja tu, nasema msichana amefungua, wacha anakae, mimi naenda kuangalia nyumba, watu anaiba. Mimi nakuja naangalia nyumba, kuna kitu, kabari, kila kitu yake iko, kila kitu ni yake, ni kitanda, kila kitu anaiba. Anakuja kwa maombi, na anakuja kwa maombi anatoka, mimi nasema wacha anapita hapa, ataangalia kijana kama anauliza, kama anapata kitu yangu. Nauliza kijana, hajaona mtu anabeba kitu yangu, hakuna. Basi mimi naenda. Nasema mama nyingine mama nyaka nasema siupitie hapa buloro, anaangalia, anakuta kijana huyu ameiba kitu, anachoma kitu takataka. Mimi naingia tu, nasema ngoja naangalia nyumba ya watu, naingia kodi, hakuna. Mimi natoa gondoro hiyo kitu ya pasia na natoa hivi. Natoa najua gondoro ni yangu. Kija ruina ingia nyumba kama mimi. Nasema kijana wewe unaiba kitu yangu. Nasema sio yako. Mimi nasema ni yangu gondoro na ngoja na tafuta kitu na kula.
The suspect, who is currently being held at the police station, claims that he did the dreadful act to fend for his family.
Asubuhi ya leo tumepata mwizi ambaye aliingia kwa mama akafunja akachukua vitu. Aliiba kila kitu mpaka masahani, mattress unaiona, lakini tunashukuru Mungu kwa sababu maofisa wetu alikuja wakaingilia wakati na wakampata ule mwizi akiwa na zile vitu. So tunataka kumwambia kama kuna mtu ameibiwa vitu akuja angalia kama kuna vitu zake hapa, kwa sababu mwizi ni kama anaonekana ni jamaa serious ambaye amezoea kuiba mpaka masahani.
Residents are now calling on the police to intensify patrols to reduce insecurities in the area. Faith Bonareri, Lookuptv.
And moving on, Union of Comoros citizens will not need visas to visit Kenya by the end of the year. This is according to President William RUTO, who says that the move will promote free trade movement of people between the two countries and enable citizens to exploit business opportunities.
Ndugu zetu wa Komoro, mnakaribishwa Kenya. Na nimesema ya kwamba kuanzia mwisho wa mwaka huu hamutahitaji tena visa kuja Kenya, na mnaweza kuwatembelea ndugu zenu, kuja kufanya biashara, watoto wenu wakuja wasome bila ya kuulizwa visa, kwa sababu Kenya ni nyumbani kwenu.
Time now to get sporty. KCB RFC Sevens head coach Andrew Amonde has expressed optimism ahead of the Driftwood Sevens rugby tournament slated for this weekend in Mombasa County. The tactician says his team is fired up to take on its opponents despite being placed in a competitive pool alongside the non-scripts Nakuru RFC and Kenyatta University's Blake Blood. The recently crowned Dala Sevens winners will be banking on Edmund Anya and experienced captain Vincent Onyala to lead the team to glory following a good run at the opening leg in Mamboleo, Kisumu. And preparations are underway for the 5th round of National Motorsport Championship slated for this weekend at Wipingo Ridge in Kilifi County. According to Big Lane and East Africa Motorsport, the participants will battle for the qualification of the Continental Championship next month in Cape Town, South Africa.
A safe race. Come and have a look and support young people in riding. Yeah, we're all for safety in motorcycling, and this is why we have a federation to make sure riders of all ages appreciate how to protect them.
And we come to the end of the first part of the night. And of course, we'll be coming right back with a conversation. And tonight on Legally Speaking, we are focusing on the powers of the president. What can he do? What appointments can he make? And what are his limitations as far as the Constitution is concerned? I'll be coming right back with Elkan Mugaka, who is an advocate of the High Court. So don't go too far.